So here's another equation, and the first thing that I'm noticing with this one is we seem to have an angle disagreement. And equations are going to be much more easily solved if all the trig functions involved have the same angle. So remember, we do have a way to rewrite sine of 2x, and that's by using a double angle identity. So that's going to be where I start. Sine of 2x is the same as 2 sine x cosine x. So we replace it there. And then I'm going to simplify the left-hand side. Whoops, got a little crazy there. 2 sine x cosine squared x equals sine x. And now remember, we can't divide both sides by sine x, although it's very tempting. We have to subtract it to the other side and then factor it out. All right, so it looks like I can safely factor out a sine of x. So it looks like we have 2 cosine squared x minus 1. And that factoring property, again, if you have two factors equal to 0, that means each factor could be 0. Sine of x equals 0 when we have the integer pi's. And again, since we're assuming that we're on the interval 0 to 2 pi, not including 2 pi, there's the solutions. Now for this other one, we'll do, I remember solving this equation earlier. We'll add 1 to both sides and then divide by 2. So we have cosine squared x equals 1/2. And if we square root both sides, remember that we need plus and minus. This means that cosine x is equal to plus or minus, now remember before, it's the square root of 1 over the square root of 2, which means 1 over root 2. And that means that my magic angle is 45 degrees. That's the angle that has that ratio. And since we want plus or minus, it really doesn't matter what we do because we want all 4 quadrants. So all 4 of those reference angles are 45 degrees. So that tells me right away that x is also equal to 45, 135, 225, and 315, which when converted to radian form, we get pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4. So this equation has 6 solutions. All those odd pi's over 4, and 0 and pi. So here's a challenge for you. Graph the equation in Desmos, whether you use 2 equations or 1. I would suggest using 1 because it might get a little complicated. And then try to find all 6 solutions. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you for watching.